At some point in life, everything collapses at once. Your plans fail, your relationships change, your confidence disappears. The future you imagined no longer exists, and you ask yourself the most painful question of all: why did my life fall apart? But what if I told you your life didn't fall apart to punish you? It fell apart to wake you up. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will change how you see your pain forever. There's a moment that no one prepares you for, a moment where effort stops paying off, where trying harder doesn't fix anything, where motivation disappears and confusion takes its place. You feel tired, but not just physically. You feel tired of hoping, tired of believing, tired of holding things together that keep breaking. You replay everything in your head: the choices you made, the chances you missed, the people who left the version of you that no longer exists. And slowly, quietly, a dangerous thought appears. Maybe I'm the problem. That's when the pain becomes heavy. Not loud, not dramatic, just heavy. You still wake up, still go through the day, still smile when required. But inside, something feels broken. And here's the hardest part. You don't know what went wrong, only that everything feels wrong. Let me tell you something important. Your life didn't fall apart because you were weak. It fell apart because you were outgrowing it. But growth doesn't feel like progress at first. It feels like loss. Loss of certainty, loss of identity, loss of control. Most people believe suffering is random, that bad things just happen. But transformation never starts with comfort. It starts when the old structure of your life can no longer support who you are becoming. Think about it. If everything had worked out perfectly, you would have stayed the same. Same habits, same limits, same thinking, same identity. Your pain is not chaos, it's construction, and construction is always messy. This part is uncomfortable, but it's the truth. Some versions of you had an expiration date: the version that tolerated disrespect, the version that played small to be accepted, the version that chased comfort instead of purpose, the version that survived, but never truly lived. That version could not go where you're meant to go, so life did what it had to do. It applied pressure. Pressure exposes weakness. Pressure reveals truth. Pressure forces change. Your life fell apart because the foundation was built on fear, not alignment. And fear-based lives always collapse eventually, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you correctly. Here's what no one talks about. After life falls apart, you don't immediately become stronger. First, you become alone, not necessarily physically, but emotionally. People don't understand you anymore. Old conversations feel shallow. Old goals feel meaningless. You stop explaining yourself because no explanation feels accurate. This is the most dangerous phase, because this is where most people quit. They return to old patterns, old people, old habits, not because it's right, but because it's familiar. But the ones who rise, they don't run. They sit in the silence. They let the discomfort teach them. They allow confusion to exist without forcing answers. And slowly, something changes. One day, without warning, the noise quiets. Not because life becomes easy, but because your mind becomes clear. You start seeing patterns. Why certain things ended, why certain people left, why certain doors closed. You realize your pain had a direction. It was cutting away what didn't belong. Your standards rise, your tolerance drops, your focus sharpens. You stop chasing validation, you stop explaining your vision, you stop begging life to make sense. You begin building quietly. And that's when the shift happens. You are no longer broken, you are focused. This phase teaches you discipline. Because motivation disappeared and you had to move anyway, it teaches you self-respect. Because being alone showed you what you will no longer accept, it teaches you clarity. Because confusion forced you to question everything, and most importantly, it teaches you identity. You stop asking, who do they want me to be? And start asking, who do I respect becoming? That's the real rebirth. Imagine if this breakdown happened later, with more responsibility, more attachment, more consequences. Life didn't break you at random. It broke you before you were trapped. before you settled, before you committed to the wrong path, before you became someone you'd resent. This collapse was mercy, painful mercy, but mercy nonetheless. And one day you will be grateful for what didn't work out. Now comes the quiet part. No announcements, no dramatic turnaround, no applause, just consistency, just discipline, just self-respect, just silent rebuilding. This is where confidence is born, not from success, but from knowing you survived the worst version of life. You don't rush anymore. You don't panic. You don't chase. You move with intention because you've seen what happens when life is misaligned and you refuse to live that way again. If your life feels like it fell apart, you're not cursed. You're not late. You're not broken. You're being redirected. And redirection always feels like destruction when you don't yet see the destination. Trust this phase, not because it feels good, but because it's shaping you into someone stronger than comfort ever could. You didn't lose your life. You lost what was holding you back. And what you're building now will be stronger, quieter, and unshakable. Grow in silence. Trust the process. This is not the end. This is your SilentriseX.